So this is Christmas, and what have you done? Another year over, and a new one just begun. And so this is Christmas. I hope you have fun. The near and the dear ones, the old and the young. A very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
everybody, and welcome back to the Synthwave Hangout. I've even forgotten what episode this is after playing that last track. I mean, I'm sorry, that perfect track that we just played. I believe this is episode 57, I think.
Yeah.
Coming in.
Buddy, I gotta be honest, that track is never gonna not make me laugh.
Yes.
And,
that is a now Christmas staple across the world, I've heard.
Yep.
And
Yep.
I'm glad I was able to bring it here and get all of the copyright permissions squared away. You know, it was a huge.
Well, it's really hard to get a hold of those guys. You know, Brothers is one of those like very elusive things. You know.
Yeah. I mean, who knew it'd be so hard working with so many international lawyers to get all that cleared? But it was worth it.
Yes. Yep.
It was worth it. So, my name is Dave, also known as Memory Design.
And I am Woren, also known as Windows.
And
I knew you were going to do AKA Dominic.
Thank you.
AKA one half of something.
Right. Something that shall not be named.
And the other half is probably Creamer.
I'm broadcasting you from quarantine studios over here.
How's that going?
For people that are unaware, because I absolutely have not told anyone, I'm just getting over the flu, and my God, if you do not get the flu this year, because it is a nightmare. It was
do not
awful.
recommend.
It was you lied to me because you said it was the best thing that ever happened to you, and I said, okay, well, I'll give it a shot.
I mean, I just said, all I said was it's more effective to just get a tapeworm.
Right.
I'm just,
if there's one thing I
mean,
need
with
to
trial
do,
and error, trial and error, that's how we find out.
Right. I do need to lose weight, as you know, so that is something that is always a big issue for me.
You are massive. Yeah.
Right. But I'm very excited that we were able to do the show today, because there was talk earlier in the week about, do we have to cancel? Do we have to, just cancel the show altogether? Or are you just going to do the show by yourself? But I am, I guess, at that point where I am healthy enough in, giant quotations to do the show. My bar was, can I talk for more than 3 minutes without devolving into some coughing fit, and looks like we're good. We're at about 3 minutes and 10 seconds, so we just hit that mark there. But I'm glad we are doing the show.
On the cusp.
I'm glad we're doing the show today because we have a very special guest who I'm very excited to have on, somebody that I'm friends with, that you're friends with, that a lot of people know as one of the best producers in the scene, in my opinion. And that is Jason, a.k.a. Perfect Female Type. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys, thank you so much for having me.
I'm very glad you're here. I'm glad you put up with all of our shenanigans during the week of going back and forth of me and Dom hitting you up with confusing opposite messages of what we're going to do and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah, and then I'm sorry about, Dave and I'm sorry about all the trash talk too, because, Dave and I like to talk trash about each other behind each other's backs, obviously.
Right, exactly, right.
Oh, it's just a constant back and forth. Can you believe this guy?
You guys are really sweet to each other behind the scenes when no one's watching.
Oh, right. Oh, that's right. That's right. Don't tell anyone though. It'll ruin our secret on-air persona.
Our street cred.
Other. Yeah, right. Our street cred. Our street cred. So, how are you, Jason?
I'm great. I myself am getting over a cold, so I'm going to try to reach for the mute button if I cough. But otherwise, I'm really good. Thank you.
Oh, me too. I've got the mouse kind of hovering around.
You gotta do the vampire thing.
What's the vampire thing?
The vampire thing, where you pull your arm up like, woo, you know what I mean, and like, but you cough into the arm. Yeah.
Yes, my favorite about the coughing thing, because I think I know how I got sick, and it was from somebody who was sick. My favorite, it is better to cough into your arm, but it is not better for you to hold your arm up 6 inches away from your face and cough into that. That is not a
no. We had a conversation about this. That is not doing anything.
Right.
You're not accomplishing anything if the arm is not covering your mouth.
I think it might be propelling it. I think, imagine shooting water at like a ball, right? Well, it's just going to spray higher and all around, right? Ricocheting.
Yeah. You're ricocheting, right? You're creating a splash effect,
right? Exactly. See, you know what I'm talking about.
Of your germs,
right. Right. I think that, this is one of many transitions we're going to give Jason during this show that are going to be real awkward, where it's going to be like, yeah, so spreading germs anywhere. So tell me about your music, Jason. Speaking
of... how's everything going?
Right. Speaking of gross stuff, why don't you talk a little bit about...
I always hoped my music would go viral, guys.
Oh, there it is. All right. Dom, you're one more...
we need that. We need that.
You're one more click from being kicked off the show with jokes like that coming in. That is...
Yeah, Dave gets highly offended when everybody else tries to out-dad him.
No. Just you. No. Jason can do it all he wants.
That's safe. Okay, good.
Right. He is the guest. He is more than welcome to do whatever he
he's got to
wants.
put up with me all the time, so that's probably why.
Right. So why don't you talk a little bit about Perfect Female Type and your music and this, anything you'd want to say about that music project for anybody who is unfamiliar with what you do.
Yeah, it's Synthwave. I started listening to Mitch Murder way back in like 2013, I think. I was like, oh, 80s stuff, that's cool. And I was listening to a bunch of other stuff at the same time, but then the more the years went on, Mitch Murder just kept putting out one banger after another, and I was like, this is really a thing. And I didn't know about Kavinsky, I didn't know about Drive, I didn't know about the whole like Synthwave movement really until like 2020. And that's when I started, paying attention to like Synthwave playlists and DJs and really getting into it. And at the time I was making drum and bass. I had a drum and bass project going, and I had an industrial project going with a couple guys here from the Twin Cities. And at one point I was like, God, these are like really technically demanding genres. Like drum and bass is just so difficult to make for me. And I was like, God, Synthwave seems kind of easy. How hard can it be? I'm just going to do that and see what happens. Not easy, as it turns out. Right. And I dove face first into this like world, and I met a bunch of people here locally, like Chill Collins, who kind of pulled me into the whole scene, and I just met all these amazing people and started making tracks, and
Chill's the man.
I've always said that because I've heard that from other people, and maybe even on this show, that like when they first heard synthwave stuff, especially like the older synthwave stuff when it's first coming up, like, oh, this seems really easy. And what I've always thought is like synthwave is really easy to make very badly. And that's
you can make a generic synthwave song no problem, like with zero thought process.
But it doesn't land. It's boring. It doesn't, like it takes something to have a repetitive song be very, very entertaining to listen to. And
that's the first thing I noticed. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's something about, especially some of these older producers who have, 8-bar loops. And it keeps your attention the whole time, unchanging, but there's maybe a slow build. There's little nuances in there that kind of capture your attention. And for me anyways, I loved it. I mean, like I got back into synthwave maybe 2015. It's hard to really remember the year, but and I had that similar thought too, like, oh, this seems like I could do this, that kind of a thing. And it took until 2023 for me to even try it. I'm just like, oh my God, this is not easy. This is not easy to do.
Specifically if you set a high standard for yourself as well, that's different too,
Yeah,
that's true.
No, I guess you're right on that. But God, I had another question for you that I totally forgot now. All right, Dom, take over. Well, I take my brain medicine.
What are you wearing? No, I'm just kidding. So,
right. Describe your outfit. Describe your fit for me today. Right?
A teal jumpsuit with pink claw marks.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, it is the weekend, so I expected something like that, right?
Quick new outfit.
Right.
Outfit change. Yeah.
Right, yeah. You need several outfit changes nobody can see, and you don't tell anybody, but you just feel real proud about it during the whole show. Right.
A twisted sister wig.
There you go.
Oh, it's funny.
I never leave my house without it. So
I do remember now because of Gemini 88's comment. He said FM 84 pulled me into this, or pulled me in, and that's the band that originally got me into the genre as well, which reminded me about your Mitch Murder comment. And I swear, I know this is probably never going to happen, but either Mitch Murder or The Midnight has to eventually be on this show, because I need to tell them directly that bar none, they are the two artists, or the two band for one, artist for the other, that is named the most, like hands down, out of every guest we've ever had. It's always the Midnight or Mitch Murder.
I got to shout out to Mitch Murder. Like, talk about like gold standard production. And I didn't know that there was a synthwave movement, but the game changer for me was an album in 2014 called Interceptor, which I had been listening to him for like a year before that. Just randomly found him on some internet radio station, and then Interceptor dropped, and it was kind of like Sunglasses Kid when he did Graduation. It was like every single song was just. Each song was better than the last. I was like, how is he doing this? And not only are they well produced, they're like really well structured musically. You can tell he's got like some composition chops. Yeah,
right. You can tell he's not somebody that just, started noodling around that day, or something like that. For me, it was the Television EP. I believe that one was free. He released, and when I was, and then it was followed up by This Is Now, I think it is.
Yeah.
And those two EPs for me, I mean, that was right when I was getting into synthwave. I've listened to those hundreds and hundreds of times. I mean, they're two of my favorite.
One of my favorite tracks.
Yeah, two of my favorite releases ever. And it's funny because he released these for free, essentially. One, I think, is pay what you want, right? Or it's free, I don't remember. But it's just amazing how you never know what you're going to put out and what's going to land with people and feel special to them.
I did ask them to come on the show, but I'm almost certain that it probably made them a little too nervous, is what I was thinking.
Who, Mitch Murder, you asked to come on the show?
Yeah, I've asked them, Midnight, a bunch of people. I've sent out requests and stuff. But, like, I think it's just, like, they're just too nervous to be out.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, I think that, maybe soon, who knows?
Right. We'll see. We'll get Jason, if you could call both those guys up, by the way, I'd appreciate that. And just get them to come on the show. That'd be really cool of you.
You're good friends with them all, right? So.
Right. He knows what's going on. So
he's got it.
I think Mitch Murder actually responded to one of my comments somewhere, and I had like a really brief back and forth. And I was like, oh my God, this is my chance.
Oh, man.
Right.
Right. You're like fanning yourself. Like,
Right. You're like freaking out, and he's like eating a taco, watching television, just responding on his phone or something like that. And he's like, what am I going to do today?
It was like that scene from New Girl where Prince shows up and people just start collapsing.
But yeah, one thing that I found out from doing this show, we've had guests of all different stripes on, newer people, older people, all sorts of stuff. And everybody is just kind of a normal, chill person, which makes sense, right? But I think in everyone's mind that grew up, that's like kind of our age, we have like the rock star imagery in our head, of like somebody that is like way too good for you, that, is like gonna like, sign a shirt and throw it in your face, as you walk by them or something like that. And that is that doesn't seem to be the vibe of anyone I've talked to. I'm sure those people exist, but I have not run into somebody like that we've interviewed here yet.
I mean, except for me, obviously. I have a very rock star vibe. I'm very above everything,
But I'm in with you, you know what I mean?
Right. You're in, right.
Right. You hand me the shirt and I thank you, and then I throw it at somebody. That's the way that we work. So.
And then they thank you. Right.
They thank you for letting your shirt hit them. That's the way it seems to work. Right. So, shoot, I'm sorry. I'm a little cloudy still from being ill, so I have a feeling. I suspect there's going to be a lot of during this show. Oh, I remember what I wanted to say. There's going to be a lot of that too. So I have a little Christmas game I wanted to play that I'm hoping that I'm going to be able to catch. But everybody who's been on this show or watching it for a while is familiar with the random weird visualizer in the back of the kind of low poly drunk Santa surrounded by beer bottles dancing. And this was part of the a pack that was available for Winamp back in, I think, the late 90s, early 2000s. It was just in there. And that's what I'm running in the background here. So as a Christmas treat, I have a bunch of codes from two of my old albums. And if I can remember when I see it, I'm going to throw those into the chat every time and see it, and people can claim them if they're interested in it. Had I thought about this more than 20 minutes before we came on, I think that we probably would have had other people's codes, but this year we're stuck with just memory design. So hope everyone enjoys that one.
Once again, this is the gift that keeps on giving.
Yes. Yes, right. Right. I was lucky enough. The one thing that I don't like about when you give your Bandcamp over when you're on a label is you can't access your free codes anymore. The label has to send those to you. So that was kind of the sticking point for us, unfortunately.
Right.
But we're already a little bit past. We have to keep on time a little bit. It's 10:30 my time, so we got to move on to the first block here. Anything you want to get in real quick, Jason, before we move on?
No, just thank you again so much for having me, and happy holidays to everyone.
Oh, no. The pleasure is all ours.
Right. And this is the best kind of guest we have on, where we're both constantly being like, no. Thank you for being on.
No, you. No, you.
Right, and then we just keep getting deeper and be like, no, I'm serious. Take the compliment.
It's like you're just constantly one-upping each other, like that scene in The Office where Dwight and Andy, you know what I'm talking about, where they're like trying to keep constantly doing something nice in return. Right.
Oh, we got our first drunk Santa thing here that I'm going to drop in a second. We got it. So we'll do that when I move on here. Okay.
Right. On to the music.
All right, we'll talk to you guys in a bit. And we are back. And I wanted to. Oh, I'm sorry. First, is everyone there?
No.
Oh, okay. Okay. Well, I don't need you here. I need Jason here.
Oh. you know, the more we do this shtick, the more it hurts. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it hurts the audience, honestly, at this point.
You know what I mean?
I think we should have a deal that we retire running gags after, I don't know, what, 2, 3, what, decades? Do you think is
4
that
years?
too short?
Yeah. Oh, you said yeah, after decades, yes.
Oh man. So Jason, I want the first kind of segment where we talk, it always is kind of a devolving, thing into whatever comes up. But I do want to actually talk about your music a little bit during this show, if that's okay. But we talked a little bit about your name before, and you said that you'd be willing to talk about it. I have to admit, when I've mentioned your name to some people outside of the scene or whatever, oh, I'm doing this with this, or I'm listening to this. And sometimes it raises some eyebrows, right? And they're like, "Wait, what? What was that? What's the person's name?" I've always thought it's a really cool name. You can interpret it as many different things, right? Mm-hmm. Right. I've heard, I think from you, I forget where the name came from, but I don't want to say anything in case I'm wrong. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
I do. Before I get into it, I just want to give a shout out to Chill Collins. He's the one who helped me decide to land on that name. I mean, I was kind of already deciding to go with it, but at the time when I was like, okay, I'm going to do this, I'm actually going to start releasing synthwave music. What's my name going to be? And I had like a list of 10 names, right? Like, which one do I use? And I was talking to Chill Collins one day, and I said, I don't think I should use Perfect Female. I love it, but I don't know. I got these other ones. And he said, you should do it. And he was like dead serious. I'm like, why? And he said, because there are so many artists out there who have really similar names that kind of blur together and they don't really stand out. Mm-hmm. And it is a bit controversial sometimes. And I think that being super unique, he said it's going to help for marketing reasons. And he's probably not wrong, but I'll get into the story behind it. So it's actually a really ham-fisted homage to one of my favorite so bad it's good 80s sci-fi action movies, a 1981 Michael Crichton film called Looker, which I'm sure no one has heard of. And it's if you have a couple hours, oh my god, you should absolutely watch it. I
love movies like of that era, cheesy sci-fi stuff. I've never heard of that. And I've seen a ton of stuff, so now I'm going to look that up.
It's way before like Jurassic Park and all that other stuff, before he really blew up. But I was obsessed with this movie as a kid. I don't know, somehow I got a hold of it on VHS and I just watched it over and over again. It's not at all an empowering film for women, but it beautifully captures this idea of like perfected feminine beauty for evil reasons, which often goes so horribly wrong in the sci-fi world. Think of characters like Pris in Blade Runner or Ava in Ex Machina.
Yep.
Where you have this idea of like, we're gonna somehow bottle this and try to sell it, and then just the experiment escapes the lab and all heck breaks loose.
Right.
So Perfect Female Type was originally going to be more of a dark synth project to emphasize this concept of perfected feminine beauty sort of like breaking its corporate chains and causing destruction. But then once I started making music, I'm like, oh, I'm actually really into like happy poppy kind of stuff.
I was going to say quite a turn from what it turned out to be.
Yeah, I was going to say you still can totally have that vibe though. You know what I mean? Where it's like it's a satire on itself in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sort of like the beauty industrial complex is really what Looker is making fun of, and it's kind of half serious and half not serious, but it's also just a cool sounding name.
Yeah, no, and to Chill's point, or what you interpreted his point to be, the first time I saw this name, I never forgot it.
Yeah,
and
it's slightly provocative, right?
Yeah, slightly provocative. Right. I mean, you could have gone with like Neon Palm Tree. I may have remembered that, or not. Right. But
Crystal Diaper.
Yeah,
right?
Crystal Diaper is our side project. Don't tell anyone yet, though.
Right. Sorry, I won't. Not anymore.
No, but that is it. Go ahead. Sorry.
The real flex is when artists have names like Brandon and they just blow up. Like how do you do that?
Right. Yeah. There's always some of those. Like. I've always thought that about the band Yes. Imagine the balls to be making a band and they're like, what are you going to name us? What are we going to name ourselves? I'm like, we're just going to name the band Yes. right? And everyone
Chicago.
is like, that's it. You know what I mean? And then you just become this wildly successful band in
or
like
Chicago.
the 70s and 80s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you never know. You never know.
To name yourself after a city, you know what I mean?
Yeah, the whole city, right? You better be
Yeah, you're
good.
like, who are you? Boston.
Right. I mean, think
Love
about
Boston.
that. Think about the
Right, I love
energy that
Boston
takes.
too, but I mean, yeah, exactly. That takes some courage to name yourself after a whole city and like be like.
Well, back then there were plenty of good names still up for grabs, like Journey. Like no one had really thought of it, but now like every cool name there is in the English dictionary has been taken 3 times.
Oh yeah.
Oh, right.
Some people have taken them just to have them. You know. What
Well,
I mean?
we were just talking about Wham. Somebody did a cover of Last Christmas back. I think when they first got started, they were Wham UK because I think there was a Wham in the US, and so they had to differentiate themselves. And then of course they just like eclipsed the sun.
Right.
Like they went on to be one of the big.
Clearly, it comes down to Highlander rules. You know what I mean?
Right, there could be only
There
one.
can be only one.
There can be only one. Yeah, it's fun when you pick a new band name because now there's a lot more resources than there used to be, right? You'd come up with a random name and you'd be like, nobody has ever, named a band this before, and you like go to the record store and you look and it's not there. This is what we used to do. And then you find out later that, there's 200 bands named that, around. But now we have tons of resources. You can search Spotify, Google, like anything to see if that name is already taken. Have you ever checked to see if this name is with any other bands?
I think I did, yeah, and I didn't see anything. It just seems like the kind of thing that no one would pick.
Right.
No one in their right
Honestly,
mind.
it's honestly a good name. It's honestly a great name.
Well, there's this scene in Looker where, so what the just really quick rundown is, it's this evil techno corporation that they hire models and they take these 3D scans of them, kind of like Tron. They scan their body and they use the digitized versions in television commercials to hypnotize people, which is like the silliest idea for a movie. But it's weirdly prescient of like AI stuff somehow. But there's this moment where we're inside the evil corporation and a woman has been scanned and this computer, this 80s computer, is trying to synthesize her voice. And the phrase, like the test phrase they use is something like, "Hi, I'm Cindy. I'm the perfect female type, 18 to 25. I'm here to sell for you." And it just repeats over and over. And it's this like bone chilling, like you have been digitized for corporate reasons, evil corporate reasons.
Right. Who knew, as a kid, you're watching this just like nodding and it's like a 80s movie where you see the reflection of the movie in your, eyes. You know what I mean? As your face is just nodding up and down and you're like, in the future, this will be my artist name. Who knew? You never know what's going to influence you.
That's right.
That's very cool. Yeah. So I kind of had the idea right. I think somewhere, I forget where, you had said that it's related to a movie about like a perfect female type depiction of like an android in sci-fi and about how things go chaotic or something to that effect. And I was
the
like,
perfect embodiment of this. I did a single earlier this year called Too Perfect, and the cover is like this cyborg woman who just looks like she blasted her way out of the factory.
Yes.
So that, and the song is really kind of like not just the cover, but the music itself is also like, I am the perfect female type, and that's meant to be a threat, not a promise.
Right. Well, it's a great track. I've listened to that track so many times.
Oh my God, Dom would not shut the hell up about that track, and it's a good track, but he loves that track so much.
I love that track. I absolutely love that track.
Yeah, and I say that as a compliment. That was not meant to be like, God, that stupid track.
No. He's annoyed by it. No. It's
my
fine.
point is that he
really annoys Dave, but I love it. Don't worry.
No.
I took it as an insult, and I'm now hanging up.
Yeah, that's fine. That makes sense.
No, the thing is that I think it's all too common when you talk to people or whatever. They're like, oh, fire track, like that kind of thing. And so I was saying that because like he legitimately loved that track, and he was just going on and on and on about it. So, so you've done it. You've got Dom is hard to get onto a track. Into a track. I mean,
they say if you can reach one person,
right, you're done. All right.
Yeah. It was me. I was up very late, just messing around, like I think with a video game or something, and I was just clicking through YouTube to put on music, and literally, it was like it popped up on my notifications like new track, and I was like, what is this? And so I clicked it and I listened to it like over and over that night, probably about like, I want to say like at least like 8 times.
Nice.
And that's how you know something's good. There's been tracks like that throughout my whole life where when you're done, you just want to hear it again because it was so enjoyable over and over again. And I mean, I have so many memories of a kid of like kind of memorizing, having a muscle memory on my Walkman of how long you had to hit rewind for until you could hit play. Right?
Oh, yeah.
And then you had that down and you'd be within a few seconds of the beginning of that track on that tape again. And so it's the same kind of energy with that kind of stuff, I think. What was I going to say next? So one question that I had, we do have to move on to we have your music coming up soon around the top of the hour, but I wanted to talk a little bit about this energy. And I was trying to think about how to put it into words in a way that I never know if how I'm going to describe a song to somebody or how I feel about their music is insulting to them. And the reason I say this is because Dom dislikes if people say his music reminds him of video game music, something like that. And so that's always made me kind of weary of it. But your music, a lot of these tracks you release has this like great nostalgic, almost game soundtrack stuff for me. And I hope that's not insulting for you, but I'm talking like Sonic stuff and like that high energy kind of dancey music from my childhood that I love so much that I experienced in games. Was that ever part of the vibe you were ever going for, or is that just my memory connecting those two?
Thank you. That's really sweet. First of all, no, it wasn't what I was going for. I think it's because I'm more interested in high energy stuff. Yeah. And kind of from the 80s and also bleeding into the 90s. That was the stuff that was in the air at the time. A lot of these popular video games were made, and so they just kind of translated over into the game. But I've never been a gamer. I mean, I played Miss Pac-Man like in the actual 80s, and then and Donkey Kong, and then I kind of stopped. My knowledge of the video game world is like next to nothing. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know what it is. I don't know. I mean, Sonic 2, that soundtrack, there's a bunch of other ones that have the same kind of vibe for me. And I love it. I mean, it feels... It has the same kind of energy for me. And that's not the only reason I like it. But I was just curious because some people are really into that stuff, and that has had a big influence on them, game music soundtracks and that kind of thing. Yeah, I want to start listening to more video game soundtrack or songs that are in those old school video games because I want to move. I love 80s nostalgia, but I'm also more curious about 90s and even 2000s nostalgia because the kids today, right, like the 20 to 30-year-olds, were not alive in the 80s, and they grew up with stuff from like the Frutiger era, and I am so fascinated by that. Yeah, the aesthetic. Do you, I was going to ask, maybe I should wait for this question until after people, if people aren't familiar with your music and we play some of them, but I'm going to ask it now. Like a lot of your music is super catchy from beginning to end, right? Like hooks all over the place, right? Some of them, like right from the first measure, you're like immediately in right away. and it just is nonstop until the end. When you sit down and you start writing something, do you already have like a vision for this? Do you sit down and just start noodling around? Like how are you able to like turn whatever you're doing into like these ultra catchy, I don't want to say dancey songs, but you know what I'm saying? Like you were saying, high energy type stuff that grabs you like immediately and just releases you only at the end of the track, I guess is how I feel about it. That's really nice of you to say, first of all. Thank you. There's two ways into a song for me. One is I'm brushing my teeth and staring at myself in the mirror, and a melody is in my head and it won't leave. And then I have to run into the studio and try to get it down as quickly as I can, even if I don't have time to get into it, just so I don't lose it. I'll even hum a melody into my phone, like the voice memo app or whatever, so I can come back to it later. That's one way in. That's how like Icarus Falling came to me when I was waking up one day. I was laying in bed and I heard the verse fully formed in my head, and I ran to the studio and I just tried to get it down. The other way in is preset surfing. If I'm bored, I'll just sit down and like, Logic has so many synthesizers and they have so many presets, and I'm not a sound designer. I'm a preset user all across the board, and I'll just like skip through like a bunch of random different presets and like, oh, that sounds cool. record like a quick lick and then save it for later. And I have a separate MIDI project with just samples of those presets, like little doodles or whatever. And then later I'll try to bring them together in some way that makes sense. But more and more, it's the staring in the mirror while I'm brushing my teeth that is more frequently the way that melodies, the music starts.
You're just looking at yourself and you're like, God damn, you are so beautiful, right? And then all of a sudden it just pops into your head and you're like, Dragon Fruit Bay, right?
I'd synth me so hard.
Right. Right. I'm sorry. I almost couldn't get that out. But yeah, no, I have the same thing. I have like a project file that is just like a bunch of tracks that are just like a melody or chords or something of ideas, right?
Well, the secret trick is AI is kind of getting me to think about this. I don't use AI for my music at all, but you can ask AI to imagine something, just like you can ask yourself, if you're out for a walk or shopping for groceries, you can ask yourself, what would a cool synthwave sound like? Mm-hmm. And you can sometimes trick your brain into giving you something like, well, I don't know, synthwave song might sound like this. And like, oh, this is something I've actually never heard before.
Yeah. Yeah, but then the nightmare is scrolling through presets or adjusting things and trying to find that sound. Dom and I have talked about this a ton, where it's like you get that sound that you cannot find.
That just comes with years of practice. That's all about honing your skill for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So let's talk a little bit about, we have 3 tracks of yours coming up next for the block. We're right at the top of the hour right now.
Yeah.
We offer everybody, for anyone new to who's listening, we offer every guest, they can either bring 6 of their own songs, or they can bring 3 of their own and 3 songs of people that have influenced them or friends or whatever they want. We leave it up to them. And you've brought three of your own tracks and 3 tracks that they're influential tracks, right? Of the 3 you brought, or just 3 tracks that? Okay. And I like all of these tracks too that you brought in the second block. I did own all these tracks, by the way, already. So
perfect.
We're all good. But is there anything you want to say about any of these before we get into it, or do you want to talk about it after? What do you think would be best?
How much time do we have?
You have 45 seconds. No, we have a few minutes.
Jeez. Which one? Maybe I'll just talk about one of them, and I can talk about the others on the other side. Maybe.
Sure. We're going to start with Follow the Math, but you can talk about any of them.
Yeah, I'll talk about that one first. That's a quick one. I was trying to emulate Droid Bishop's magical arps on this one. Every time I hear a Droid Bishop song, there's all these like beautiful, like really complex, really dense, like 64 note arps that I'm like, how does he do that? Right? I think I could probably try it, and it was so much harder than I thought it was going to be. But this is one of those songs where I just fired up my DAW, started like poking at random presets, and each successive preset that I randomly jumped to wound up being like a perfect fit. It wasn't at all on purpose. I was like, God, that sounds cool too. That sounds cool too. And then it just like, oh, I have a song now.
Yeah, this was actually one of the first of your songs that I ever heard that got me into you, believe it or not. So, and you may have, I don't know if you remember back in the day when we first started this, we were talking and I'm like, yo, I forget if I approached you or whatever, but I was like, I want to play some of your stuff. What would you recommend or something like that? And this was one of the songs you recommended. Yeah, I don't know if you have any memory of this or not. This was probably a year ago in some random chat, right?
It probably was the last song that I made, so therefore it was the best.
Right. And I heard this and I absolutely loved it. And then it just kind of went from there. So, before and after this one. So, but anyways, let's get into that. And then there's 2 more after, and we can talk about the rest after, if that's okay with you.
Nice.
Okay, so this next one up is Follow the Math by Perfect Female Type.
feel the same.
And we are back, and it looks like there's some questions in the chat for you, Jason, if you're if you're willing to answer them.
How do you make your bleep loops?
How do you make this?
I don't know. I just punch at my keyboard until it does something cool.
Right.
I do something very similar. I roll my head on it.
Right.
With my face and just like.
You're like, I open up Diva and I press a random key and I don't know what it is, and then I hit enter and then I just start writing, and it's perfect every time.
I was saying before that I'm not like a sound designer. I give so much credit to people who can like create stuff from absolute scratch. I'm like a sine wave. Like I'm not that kind of person.
Right. But yeah. It takes a lot of time to do it.
Yeah, for
if
sure.
you don't know what you're doing.
Yeah, like I want to take a year to learn it. Like just go be a hermit in the mountains. So I'm just all about like preset surfing. Like I use Logic. I love Alchemy. I love UVI.net has a lot of incredible emulators. And there's just my thinking is there's so many good sounds out there. I would rather focus on the composition and the arrangement. And
exactly.
Well, I think some people really enjoy sound designing. You know, they really enjoy getting in there and making some amazing stuff. And a lot of those people do preset packs and this kind of stuff. And I love that for them. I could see myself maybe doing something like that. That's not where I am currently. So I'm a lot like you. I do tweak some stuff sometimes, but I know some people are like literally going in and, you know, with the initial thing or whatever, and then they're just like messing around for a long time. And big props to them, because that is absolutely incredible.
Yeah, totally. I want to call out, somebody mentioned the loon sound. I think it was, forget who said it now, but that was a nod to 808 State. Back in the day, they had a really famous techno track in like 89 or 90, and I don't remember what it was called, but it was from their Pink album, and that's the only way I know how to refer to it. And it's got like a soprano sax. It's almost like a smooth jazz techno track. It's very lush, but it's got this loon sound effect on it that occasionally I will hear in electronic music. So there's echoes of it throughout electronic music. So I don't know why I felt like I wanted to, because 808 State was huge for me back in the day.
It sounds like it should have always been there. You know what I mean? It fits perfectly. Bending Grid is asking for receipts, specific receipts here on the he's like, what patch and what for those modulated stab chords. So if you could open up your stuff and find that specific sound, I'd appreciate that. Maybe
that's actually a really good idea. If anyone is if anyone's interested in that, I would love to have like a live session where, not just to share my stuff, but I'm curious about other artists. Like, let's pull your song apart track by track. How did you get this sound? How did you get that sound? That's like a really great idea for a live stream.
I would love to do that. And I would love to do that with you specifically, because there are a lot of sounds that you have and use that I'm very impressed by. And you know, we don't make music that sounds very, very similar. The energy isn't the same. I don't think, anyways, on a lot of stuff. And I think that your stuff sounds so amazing that I'm always like, how are they doing this? And like we've talked about this. Not you and me, maybe we have, but I've talked about this in group chats we're in or whatever. And people always reply, they're like, oh, I just use Diva. And I'm like, I have Diva too. What am I missing? You know what I mean? This is not. I have this argument with like Pashong all the time. He's like, "Oh, choose Diva for this bass." I'm like, I've gone through every bass. This bass is not there. So just I'm missing something. Right. I'm missing talent. That's the problem.
No, I think what the thing is a lot of people don't talk about is like the effects they're using after.
Sure. Yeah.
Or like what they're putting on it. So I mean, you can change anything into some craziness if you really have enough effects on it. So
in a minute, they're going to hear this diddly-ding effect. That's the Roland Cloud Manager telling me a new instrument is available, so everybody can enjoy that alert. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Go ahead. Sorry to interrupt you for that, but everybody loves when the show gets,
no, it's okay.
Everybody loves when the show gets interrupted by a notification, right?
Of course, yeah. No, for me, I just like presets surfing as well, because what I like to do a lot of the time is, if I have the time and I'm curious about how something is made, I'll take the preset and then I'll basically like reverse engineer it and then try to understand how it was made in a way. And then if I can somehow comprehend that it takes me just a little bit further. So like I kind of like tack on a little bit of knowledge here and there. So like I can make some synths, but like and I understand how they operate and how they work, but like I also am not like fluent. I'm not gonna be like, what's that noise, and then I can recreate it. Like it's not gonna happen.
So I'm feeling that Jason and I are now developing our retirement plan where we move in together and just do this, trying to figure out how to do what you're just talking about as like a weekend project.
We sell preset
packs, right? Because we were both saying the same thing, and you're like, yeah, I take the preset and then I reverse engineer it, and we're both like, that's not me.
I did actually try to, when I was doing drum and bass, I did actually try to do this. I was Googling, this is before AI, I was like, how do you make those growling like bass synth sounds? And all the forums and Reddit and everything was saying, oh, you got to use like Serum or Faceplant. What is it like?
Faceplant?
Yeah, Faceplant.
Faceplant.
I love Faceplant. I use it all the so that's one of my favorite.
Yeah, and so I downloaded Faceplant. I'm like, okay, let's do this. And I found a tutorial. This is how to make a growling drum and bass synth sound from scratch using Faceplant. And it took me like 6 hours, and I finally got one. I'm like, I'm never doing this again.
It's really tough. The worst is when you have something in your head.
Yes.
And I talk about this a lot, so bring out your bingo cards. But when you have something in your head and you just can't reproduce that noise that you hear, like it's a note that doesn't exist or a sound that it's just wild. I can never like. I'll hear something in my head and I'll go to recreate it. I'm like, that sounds nothing like what's in my head.
Right, and you get a free space on the bingo card because we literally talked about this same thing like 20 minutes ago on the show.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I referenced it, I mean. Not what you just said, but I referenced that we always talk about this. So now we are double meta. I guess we're inside the inside.
Well, what they don't know is that what you guys don't know is I had to go pick up my daughter like around the corner from her basketball practice.
Don't spoil the secret.
Yeah, well, I had to do it.
Knew.
I mean, I was back before the block was over, so but it was like just right around the corner.
You know what's funny about that is when we're in the middle of the show, I always forget that. And so I'm just rapping back and forth, and Jason and I are talking, and then you're not coming in at all. And I'm like, oh, yeah, that's right. Like, you're not there. You're secretly gone. You know, so.
Yeah, you're stealthed out.
Yeah, no, it's very good. Very good. So yeah, so I think by the response from the chat, I think you're doing okay, Jason, with your, you know, I think when you play your music and everybody becomes like a very serious like music student, and they're like, please teach me how this is done. You know, that's a pretty good response.
I would like to talk about this too. The retro synth family, I guess you can call them. All the people who are in the chats and everything, so supportive and lift each other up. Like I was just reaching out to Atlas Neon, like, dude, teach me, how do you get your music to sound so loud and so clean? Mm-hmm. And I worked with Rogue VHS, and I'm like, how? People are so quick to be like, yeah, oh, I just used da-da-da. And then like even sit down and like have
Redline.
An hour long. Yeah,
just turn it up to 10. It's easy, bro.
Yeah, you just got to redline it. Hey, listen, there was a question earlier from the game night that I didn't want to skip over because it was actually an interesting one. But he says, my question for Perfect Female Type, if you had the chance to collaborate with your favorite artist or remix a song, who or what would that artist/song be?
Oh, man.
That's
There's
tough
so
one.
many artists I can think of that got me into the scene.
Don't mess this up, okay?
Don't mess this up.
No pressure.
You're about to answer, and Mitch Murder pops into the chat.
Could literally be, I'm just saying,
he's not going to say Mitch Murder.
Yeah, right.
He pops in. He's like, "What is this show?" And you're like, "The Midnight," right? And he's like, "Oh no!"
I think I'm going to say OSC.
Oh, I love OSC.
Opus Science Collective,
yes,
I think is
Opus
the full
Science
name.
Collective. What a great
is one of the most
artist.
exciting and intriguing artists out there right now, I think.
Yes, absolutely. That is a great one. And I could absolutely see you guys working together too. You know what I'm saying? Like I could see your two sounds mixing very easily. All right, let's make it happen. Let's do our first.
OSC if you're out there.
I'll network. I got it.
All right, get him on the show, and then we'll have we'll drop Jason in accidentally, and I'll be like, "Oh man, I'm really coming down. I have the stomach flu, right, or something," and then he'll be. Go ahead. Sorry.
I'll spend months building up a relationship, and then just be like, out of nowhere, be like, "Hey, so you should really do a collaboration."
right.
And then they'll just stop talking to me.
No. Then they're up on stage getting their Grammy, and you just wink and nod at Jason, and be like, "I got you, brother," or something like that.
Right. I'm at home crying, eating ice cream.
Right.
Watching it on
It
TV.
should have been me. Right.
I made the network.
No, but seriously, that's a great idea. I don't know. I've talked to him before. He's really chill guy. I don't know. I would say that would be a great idea to try.
And I'll just put it out there that I will collaborate with anyone and everyone. That's my favorite thing about being a musician. I learned so much about myself and about the music world.
Yeah.
It's an incredible experience always. Whether it's like a collaboration or a featured artist or a remix, I love it.
Hey, and back to your comment too about retro synth, but also people in throughout the scene, the people that are willing to help out people and help people, raise them up, and larger artists that do not have to help you at all. They gain almost nothing by like collabing with you or doing something that doesn't really benefit them at all. It's a very selfless environment. It's not always. There always are people that don't want to do that, don't care, don't give you the time of day. But there's so many people that will. And this is something coming from like local band scenes and live band playing and stuff like that. That is not a thing. In different music spaces, as far as in my personal experience. But in this scene, it has been, for me anyways, I have found the exact same thing. And I'm eternally grateful for that kind of stuff too. And I appreciate the exact same thing. So when you were saying that, I was like, I always like when somebody else says that, because I don't want it to be just me that feels that. I want it to be true, across the board.
I feel like I'm constantly paying it forward,
Yeah.
Like just trying to give back what I get, and it's a lot of love.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, like you got to be careful. People saying like you're like, I'll collab with anybody, and then you wake up tomorrow and your inbox is just like packed.
What have I done?
What have I done? Right.
You said you'd collab with anyone, man.
You said anybody.
Right. I thought you were all about raising people up. Right. And you're like, oh my god.
Sometimes
the rising tide supposed to raise all boats.
Right, you're talking to your family. Yes. You're like, we have to cancel our summer trip to Europe. Right, I've got 200 collabs to do this summer.
Sometimes I'll punch above my weight and I'll reach out to someone who I think will never deign to respond to my message, let alone collab with me. And then they do, and I'm like, what? Because you get those advice like, oh, how should I increase my audience? There's tons of videos out there. And the number one thing is like, oh, collab with people who have a bigger audience than you do, so then you can cross-pollinate your audiences.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
So every now and then I'll be like, I wonder if Max Cruz would do it.
That's why I hang out with Dave.
Yeah, I got Dom where he is today. That's true.
Yeah. I just ride off his coattails.
I remember I found him playing the accordion on the street corner, and I was like,
that's right.
I see something in you.
It wasn't like a nice accordion either. It was like one of those really old ones. That's just like two wooden blocks on either side.
You're doing a shanty.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
I was doing a shuffle.
But yes, no, that is very true. And I've heard that a lot. I mean, my biggest songs are songs that I've collabed with people that are more popular than me. Absolutely. And that's true. That is how you kind of get your sound and your name out there.
You know what I mean? So
it is basically everybody. You're speaking mostly truths there, friend.
I love it, dude. Listen, for all of you out there, Dave and I hate each other. Just so you know, so very much.
We chose
right
in the middle of Jason's interview to announce this very serious breakup of our team.
But this is how the will they or won't they vibes happen, and like Cheers with Sam and Diane.
The greatest thing about it is that the only people who find this extremely funny are Dave and I. Okay, like we're literally the only ones that find this hilarious, because we would never actually ever be angry at each other. You know what I mean?
Not publicly, anyways.
Yeah, no. It's all private. As soon as the door shuts, we're upstairs slamming the things around, like a lot of broken furniture.
Right. Me yelling. I guess the soap will go back in the soap dish itself. and stuff
Right.
like that.
It's a co-abusive relationship.
right. I don't know if I describe it that well, but something along those lines.
Yeah, that's maybe too nice.
Right. Oh my God.
Apropos of nothing, can I zip back to my song block for a second? I wanted to do some breaking news.
Sure. Yeah. Go ahead.
Hangout. Play Your Games, the collaboration I did with Maya Kamara. We just finished a house remix of it.
Ooh, that would fit that song very, very well. What a
Like
great
a
idea.
90s house remix. That's going to be coming out sometime in 2026.
Excellent. Well, that is do you know if it's going to be like soon 2026 or unknown?
I don't know.
Okay.
Probably before spring.
Oh,
hopefully.
nice. Okay. Just something to look forward to, Other.
Forward to. Yeah, Maya's great. I love working with Maya. She's not only a powerhouse of a singer and force of nature, talent-wise, she's also one of the sweetest people I've ever talked to.
Yeah, I've worked with her as well, and I have a lot of positive things for sure.
Same for Michelangelo and Shred Kruger. Again, it just comes back to those collabs, like talented people who are also like really cool to work with. Is the chef's kiss.
Yeah, don't get me started on Michelangelo. I'm a big fan of his, as you know, and everything. Yeah. So I have nothing but positive vibes for him. I mean, absolutely. One of my oldest friends in the scene. One of the first people I ever hung out with and talked with in the scene. So perfect.
Yeah,
really great
agreed.
guy.
If I can throw one more thing, and I forgot to mention, we finished Heart Games with Michelangelo, and at the last minute, I was like, this song needs a guitar solo. I wonder if what Shred Kruger is doing. And we had, I think, 5 days before the song had to be submitted to the system, to get it through process and everything. Yep. And I was like, hey, Jim, if you're not busy this weekend, and he did it in like 3 days. He got the stems, recorded it, sent it back, and so, oh man, talk about a force of nature.
So I'm coughing and I'm muting that to the stream. And now I'm telling everyone about it.
I've been doing that too.
Yeah, but you guys hear it because it's coming directly to you. But go on. Sorry, I was hoping Dom would just pop in, but I guess you failed that.
No, I was going to say I like working with Shred a lot. I've also worked with Michelangelo and stuff like that, and it's just it's really nice when you meet people who are cool and can have I don't know, you can just kind of just chat with, you know what I mean? Have a normal conversation with.
Yeah, I don't know if you ever want a collab to be fully just academic, you never have any connection or chemistry or whatever. I mean, it is like that sometimes, but it's always more fun when you kind of get to know the person a little bit and gets feedback back and forth and that kind of thing.
Yeah, sometimes I have a collab that is all business where we just talk about the necessities and then we're done, and that's fine. But and that's I get it. People are busy.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. But let's talk about these songs that you brought, because we're at half past the hour here. So, how do you want to do this? We've yet to establish a way to guide guests we have on. Now we talk about this or now we talk about that. We kind of leave it up to people. Because some people really like to talk about this. Some people don't care, and they just are like, here, I like this, listen to it. So that's why I'm always kind of dancing around this. But so these 3 songs that you brought, let's talk about them just for a little bit of why you picked these 3. The first one I have up is the Sebastian Gamble song.
Oh, yeah, City Hunter. Yeah. So I mentioned that I was starting to listen to Mitch Murder way back in 2013-14, but I didn't know what the synthwave world was. And then in 2021, that was the year that I was like, okay, I'm going to start listening to synthwave really intently, because I didn't know who any of the artists were. And so I found these playlists, and I would just play them constantly while I'm working, while I'm driving, and certain songs started to jump out. We were talking about the noise, how sometimes there's a lot of noise out there, a lot of tracks kind of sound the same. But early on, I was like, I can kind of tell, ooh, I like Sebastian Gamble. I like Sunglasses Kid. So one of the first ones was City Hunter. He is probably, Sebastian Gamble has got to be one of the most musically accomplished retro synth artists out there. He has elements of jazz, but he has really strong actual 80s compositional chops.
Yeah, his stuff is
City
fantastic.
Hunter is
just
an incredible
across the board.
song from start to finish.
Yeah, I totally, sorry to interrupt you. I thought you were taking a pause breather there for a second.
Okay. You want me to talk about all three?
Yeah, sure. I thought you were going to inhale, and I'd be real smart and just be like, "I agree," and they just kept going, and then I'm like, "Oh God, we're falling together," we're entangled, So, but yeah, sorry.
What are we gonna do?
So yeah. Go ahead and talk about all three if it's as quick as what you just did with City.
Yeah. Quickly. Yeah. Celorect LA Dreams was another artist that right away, every time I would hear, like, I would listen to these playlists and not pay attention to the artist, but every now and then I'd stop and be like, okay, who's this? I really like this. That was Celorect LA Dreams. Almost every time was him or like a handful of others. So Dystopian Fixation was one of the first synthwave tracks that gave me that sucker punch moment where I realized not only is this a great track, but it hit me really hard on like an emotional level. And as a Cold War kid, I was actually the age of the Stranger Things kids in the 80s. So I was around when that stuff was on the airwaves. There's something about that song that really hit me and brought me back to actually being a kid in the 80s. And then Venice Beach, I'm still trying to get my head around his album Graduation from 2017. I do not understand how, like, what kind of deal Sunglasses Kid made with the devil, but
fantastic
every single
album.
song in that album is like a 10 out of 10, and there's like 20 songs.
Yep.
He is an incredible talent, and it was another one of those artists that when I would hear a song that I loved on those random playlists, I'd stop and I'd look, oh, it's Sunglasses Kid. And yeah, Venice Beach just stuck out as one of, I think, his best tracks from that album.
Yeah, surprisingly, nobody has brought a track from that album or Sunglasses Kid before. Well, maybe one person did. I'd have to go back.
No,
and
I don't
look.
think so. No,
but that's a great album. And you just reminded me of something real quick about being, like you said, a Cold War kid and being the same age as the Stranger Things kid. So I was born in the very early '80s in '81. And being born then versus even a few years before changes your experience. Because my brother was born some years before me, and he remembers all of this stuff very clearly. But I was so young, by the time I was like aware of stuff, it was like 1986, 1987. And the vibe was still there, but it was less intense, at least for me at that age. And so I don't know, so I don't have that same kind of memory, but he's talked to me like that before too. Like that's the kind of same vibe he has for being just slightly older than me.
Yeah, I could listen to.
The first thing I thought. Oh, sorry.
No, now you're entangled. Nope. Go ahead, Jason.
Yeah,
I'm entangled again. Isn't it?
I'm
lovely?
sorry.
Okay, you go, Jason. You go.
I was just going to say City Hunter is one of those, Dom, you're talking about how you played Too Perfect on a loop for like 8 times. City Hunter is one of those songs that I can just loop for like a half an hour.
Yes, very easy to see why. And everybody else will hear why in a moment. Isn't that a good transition? Perfect transition.
You did it.
I did it. That's my award. The segue award. Right?
On a segue.
Well, like all the talking segments, they've gone perfectly without any errors or interruptions. So it only would make sense. The segue would be perfect. So
yeah, I'm bound to interrupt somebody at some point.
Right. Maybe once, maybe twice, but 3 times I know something's off. But
right, 3 times shame on Dave.
Right, shame on me for not muting you. Right. All right, so let's move on to these, and then time's ticking away. So we will be back right after this. That fade out, though, at the last part of that song, that is the perfect fade out, like, I think, length to end a song like that. Everyone's still listening to the fade out, and they're like frantically clicking on mute. They're like, it's not working.
Oh, man. I was sitting there thinking, like, okay, should I sit here and be quiet and not say anything and wait?
No, I think that we're retiring that joke at the end of this year. I think that is going to be on
you said it. I think you said it right. After about a decade or two.
Yeah, but, I think we started this back in, we need to come up with new annoying jokes for the next 10 years. So we'll talk.
All right.
We'll talk in the future.
I can do that. I can do annoying. I'm really good at it.
Yes, your greatest power.
I'm really, really good at it. No, I'm just...
So yeah, I mean, I don't think I need to say that those are all excellent tracks. I mean, it's self-evident, obviously, but I can also see why all of those are influential to you in terms of your sound. I know often too, artists can like songs and not sound like them. And I'm not saying you sound exactly like any of these, but I can see from the music you make the appeal these songs would have to you, I guess is what I'm saying. They appeal to me in the same way. So I mean, I always love hearing what people bring and then seeing how well they connect or don't connect or whatever like that, just in my own head. It's always kind of fun.
Well, I never know where I'm going to go. So, like, there's some slow jams, for example, that I listened to a lot when I first started getting into synthwave, and I don't do slow jams hardly ever.
Right.
But they still are like, oh, man, like, when I listen to them, they just, like, get me, like a sucker punch. And I never know when I sit in the studio. Like, sometimes I'll have an idea, but you guys know what this is like. Sometimes you'll go into the studio and you'll walk out nowhere near what you intended to, like, make.
All the time.
Oh, yeah, that's me every day of my life.
It just drives itself. And then after, months or years of doing that, you're like, oh, I guess I have a sound that I didn't know I would have.
Right. Right, exactly.
Yeah, all these artists and more. I mean, I can name like probably 10 or 15 others that, again, listening to those random playlists and not paying attention to the artists and every now and then being like, okay, this is an amazing track. Who is this? And it was always like Droid Bishop or Sunglasses Kid or... I don't know,
that era
Lavenue, or just like I would keep track of like these amazing artists, and then I had a list of like 20 of them, and that's just kind of how it all started.
I had that same experience back then, and then recently as well, and kind of in between when I was only a fan and wasn't doing what I'm doing now. But that was so fun, new playlists would come out every month and that kind of stuff, and I would just like put them on while doing something. And then every so often I'd go over to my phone. I'd usually be playing it on like a Bluetooth speaker, right? And then I'd be like, who is this? And then I'd like write it down somewhere. And I'd be like, all right,
That's when Dave was an Only fan.
Yep. Right. That's right. That's right. But hey, we're believe it or not, at the end of the show. It's almost noon my time.
Unreal.
Wow, I didn't even see that. It's literally 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes, and we still have to force everyone to listen to a couple of our tracks. But don't worry, everybody. We're running out of music, so soon we'll get back.
I'm not. Dave is. I'm not.
No, I am. I write a new album every 3 years, so I'm coming up on that deadline again. So we'll see. 2026 is our year, fellas. Will I have something new out? We will see. But
carpe that diem.
Right. Jason, thank you so much for coming on the show. It's been something I've been waiting for.
Thank you for having me. It was such a pleasure.
Our pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it was very fun for me, and again, thank you for putting up with all the back and forth about me being ill and everything. So, we'd love to have you back on again in the future if you're willing. And it was just for me a total treat. So, want to thank
guys. That's me, all right. I'm a treat. I'm a holiday treat.
Right, that's right.
What treat would you be?
Okay,
I would be one of those cookies that's made out of like cornflakes and marshmallow sauce and green food coloring to make it look like a wreath.
Okay.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I've never had this before, but it sounds interesting.
And dots on. You've never had one of those?
Never had one. Send a picture of it to us in the back chat, if you will.
Yeah, for sure.
I'd be interested to see what
We're
that
curious.
was.
This is the treat. This is a game we can all play. Which Christmas treat would you be if you could be any?
I'd just be a peppermint.
Because you're so spicy? Is that one?
Yes, that's right.
God, I don't have an answer for you. I don't know. What kind of a tree?
You know what
would
I'm
that
saying?
be?
Like one of those like circle ones. Like it's like a circle. Like it's you know what I'm talking about? It's swirly. You know, with the red and whatnot and the white.
Right.
Kind of like a candy cane, but it's like smushed.
Right. But not as
That's
fun.
me.
But not
That's
as fun.
me.
That's
Right.
you.
Not as fun. Right. Exactly. Yes.
Right. Hey, I could have said round and not as fun, but I didn't. Okay.
What kind of Christmas treat are you? I'm round.
I'm round.
I'm a round treat.
Oh, man. All right. Well, Jason, thanks again for coming on. And what I'm going to do, I'll hang up the call so you guys can talk if you want to, and it won't come through. You don't have to mute or anything. And if you're still on, I'll hop on for a second after. And if not, then I'm sure we'll talk soon. And
happy holidays, everyone.
Yeah, happy holidays.
Happy holidays, everybody. Be nice to each other.
Yeah,
and yourself.
Thanks to everyone in the chat for coming by and hanging out. You guys make the show, and we will be back next Saturday. Later, everyone.
That's right.
See ya.